What is up, guys? We're back here on another video. This video, as you read by the title, it's about lifting. Pretty much what people don't tell you about lifting. What's always left out about lifting. You always hear on TV or see on ads or whatnot, get this ripped in 6 minutes a day, or all the diet. There's nothing wrong with diets, but there's a lot of fake news out there, and I kind of want to get things straight. I don't know everything about lifting. I do know a good amount about lifting, so bear with me on that. Let me center this camera a bit more here. The first thing I want to get into about lifting is it takes time. It's not overnight, or any exercise in general. It doesn't have to be bodybuilding, it doesn't have to be powerlifting, it doesn't have to be Olympic lifting, calisthenics, running. It takes time. It's not going to be a 1 month later thing. It's a progression. The first week's always going to be pain. You're not used to it, your body's not used to it. It's always going to be uncomfortable for you. You just have to push through that first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, however long it is, of uncomfortable breakthroughs, and just keep going. It takes a long time. I saw a video the other day of this guy that was 460 pounds or something like that, and he just started slowly walking. You don't have to change your food. I mean, if you change your food, it's going to change drastically. It's going to change very drastically over time. But if you just exercise for a good 30 minutes a day, take that extra 30 minutes, or lift, or do push-ups and shoulder work, or whatever, you'll see progression. It takes time. The man that was 460 pounds lost 200 in a year. That's pretty impressive. But it was over a year span. Every day he could, grinding, working to get there. So that is one of my tips. It does take time. It's not an everyday thing. You're not going to see progression every day, but over time, if you take a picture from starting to midpoint to finish, you will see progression. Number two, I have the scale doesn't tell you everything. One day I could weigh, I think I'm about 165 right now. One day I could weigh 160 and look shredded. The next day I could weigh 170 and be bulky but not shredded. The scale does not tell you everything, and the only reason I say that, your best guess is to measure your arms, measure your chest, measure your waist, measure your stomach line, measure your legs, everything that you have, measure. The mirror is a good example of seeing progression, but the mirror only shows you drastic increases because you don't notice day-to-day progression like that. So your best bet would be they're like the clothes rulers or whatever they're called. They're just the measuring tapes. That's what they're called, measuring tapes. Those are your best bet. When you start or before you start, take measurements of everything. Make sure everything's how properly squeeze the tape all the way around, so you know how you're doing it the next time. Just keep measuring, keep progression, keep a track of it. Make a list of where you started from, and then 2 weeks later make a list of where you're at. 2 weeks later make a list of where you're at. That's the best way to do it. My third tip, a lot of people do say this, but you don't understand how much water you need. Drink a lot of water. Flushes out toxins. It's good for your body. Obviously your body's 70% water, or I think that's percentage, 70% water. You need water in your life. Obviously the counterpoint to that is you have to pee a lot. It's worth it. You need water. Your body needs water to keep going. If you're a lifter out there and you're taking creatine, I take creatine, not on like a day-to-day basis, only when I lift, but creatine absorbs a lot of the water in your body. You need water, especially more if you're taking creatine. You need water. As far as how much it is, I don't know exactly. I think they say to drink a gallon a day of water. I might be wrong about that. Try to at least get, you know, 2 big cups worth, 3 big cups worth in a day. It's not that hard. I know my fiance Burr, I'm trying to get her to drink more water day to day, but it's a struggle for some people. I get that. It's not a struggle for me only because I chug it. You know, if you're not a fan of water and how it fills you up and everything, I chug it. Just get it done, get it over with. That way you don't have to worry about it later. Usually when I come down and edit videos or play games or something, I will have water right next to me. I'll fill it up upstairs, chug a whole glass, fill it up again and set it right next to me, and that way while I'm editing or doing something, I can keep sipping on it, you know. It's the best way to do it. That's number 3. Number 4, okay. I said progression, I said all that stuff. Number 4, it doesn't matter what weight you're lifting. I mean, if you're going for powerlifting, you're obviously going to want to progress. Olympic lifting, you're going to want to progress. Bodybuilding, you're going to want to see some progression, but as far as just getting in the gym, don't have an ego about it. If you're lifting in your house like I do, there's obviously no ego there, but if you're going in the gym, don't have an ego about it. Don't go pick up that biggest weight. I used to be there when I started lifting. It doesn't get you anywhere. You know, if you're curling like 60 pounds, 70 pounds off the start and you're just tossing your back into it, you're gonna get injured. You're not gonna get anywhere because you're using other muscles than just your arms. You gotta focus, get a nice tight squeeze in your arms, good grip, curl up, curl down, that's it, okay? You don't wanna be throwing, there are things called cheat curls where you throw your back into it, you'll toss your back into it like that, and then you'll slowly let it down. But don't be tossing other body parts. Pick a lower weight. You know, I'll go into the gym, and I'm not a big guy by any means. I may seem, I guess, somewhat higher than average. I know there's a lot of more bigger guys out there, obviously. But I'll go in the gym and I'll take, maybe if I'm doing dumbbells, 15s each. You know, I'll probably work up to maybe 50 for a curl, but I don't go right to 50 and then be like, oh, I can do 60, I can do 70. I know my body. I go for those weights and I stick with them or increase slowly. I don't just jump. The next one I have for you, this would be number 5 tip. I guess I'll kind of correspond both of these. My first tip for the corresponding ones is don't. Alright, I'm back. My camera died. My 2 corresponding tips are: 1, obviously when you go in the gym, you're not going to want to start picking up heavy weights and start lifting them. It does work for some, but I recommend stretching. I don't do a whole lot of stretching. Like, it just depends on what body parts I'm doing. If it's arms, I'm getting my good stretches in, you know, above the head, all that stuff. But get a little bit of stretching in, you know. Even if you don't stretch, start with maybe 5-pound dumbbells or 10-pound dumbbells and curl those, and then work your way up. It's better for your body. And number 2 on that is know your body. A lot of people will either push themselves or feel bad about not lifting on a day. If you're not feeling it, your body's not going to do it. I'm telling you that right now. If you don't feel good while you're lifting, or you don't feel motivated to lift, I don't feel motivated to lift a lot of days, but as far as like, if you're hurt or you're sore, or you know, if your body's like, don't do it, it's not the right time, don't do it, take a day off. You know, a day of rest, a day of sleeping, all that stuff is your best friend. Take a day off. It's well needed. It's not worth pushing your body towards injury or anything else. Obviously, if you're sore, that's from lifting. You know, your body's not used to what you're lifting or how heavy you're lifting. I still get sore, my legs get sore. It's good. You don't always have to be sore. You can still get growth without being sore, but it's good to take a break every once in a while. Even my buddy Cody that you've seen in a vlog here or there, he lifts like every day, and he still takes days off because it's just not right. Your body doesn't feel good. You know you got to step away for a little bit. You can say, hey, it's not worth me hurting myself. Take a day off. I hope this video was helpful or interesting or in any way helpful towards you guys. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you guys watching. I appreciate you guys being here and supporting Burn Eye. I know I say it every video, but thank you for being here. If you like these types of videos, I need to do more lifting videos. I just haven't found the right time to do them or what I want to do in them, but I appreciate you guys being here. I will keep up my grind on videos for a better 2019. Thank you so much, guys. Peace.